Hello everyone, and welcome to the Chris Chan update for the week of January 20th, 2019. To start, I'm going to correct something that I said last week, where I said that the Cynic paid Chris $200 to appear on the interview that I discussed. The Cynic actually contacted me and told me that it was not $200, it was $50. So think of that as you will. The first Chris update is actually about his treadmill. I talked about this last week. He had said that it was broken and he was going to get someone to repair it, and apparently he might have actually gone through it with that. It is still unclear. Now, he did post about it. He said, "Here's a simple tip for anyone working out with equipment at home. Make sure your equipment is maintained well and in good shape and function. Note the carpet-type belt and note how it can slip and gently interfere with your run, which is why I have this new belt, #BronyBabes. I believe that BronyBabes is a hashtag for women in the My Little Pony community who are trying to lose weight or something. I did not want to click the hashtag because I was terrified that it would come up with pictures of people like Chris in not very conservative clothing. So he posted a picture of the belt that's currently on his treadmill and then the new one that he bought. And apparently the new one that he bought is going to help him from not slipping on the treadmill. I don't know how accurate this actually is, but this is his current excuse for not working out, is that the treadmill has the wrong belt. He continues, "It," meaning the belt, "will be professionally installed tomorrow, thanks Scarlett." We have no idea who Scarlett is. "I pray this example will inspire everyone to check their equipment of choice before use of y'all's own safety." For y'all's own safety. Be safe, lightning bolt, heart, lightning bolt. So he was apparently very concerned that it would not be safe on the treadmill. And my favorite comment is the next person on the list who zoomed in on Chris's shoes in one of the pictures that Chris posted and did the "what are those" meme. And it looks like Chris colored in his own shoes to either look like Sonic's shoes or Sonic Shoes shoes. I'm not sure what the actual coloring of the real Sonic shoes are, but yellow, blue, and black. That's definitely something. Chris then continued to talk about the installing the belt. He said, "And I paid $70. This is on top of the $10 that he paid at a Goodwill for the treadmill." He says, "And then I paid $70 for the PVC belt and $125 plus tip for the installation service from the pro at Play It Again Sports. And I dare say the treadmill had little usage from its previous owner. Works great. In total, it works out to be a most better buy than one brand new. Lightning bolt." So if we do some math, we wind up at $215 plus a tip to buy this treadmill. And I am not sure that was worth it for someone in Chris's financial situation, especially since he has yet to prove that he's actually used it since the new belt installation, but that's the end of the treadmill updates. Chris then got a new email account. I'm not sure why. His old one was actually his pinned tweet, but now he has a new one that is christine@cwcquickville.us. So this means that someone is paying for him to have this custom email address. He also adds to the tweet, "Also, I am female. Please address and talk about me with the correct pronouns. She, her, hers. Thank you, smiley face." I'm assuming that he got a lot of emails in his old address where people would refer to him as a he, and that's why he is reminding people that he is in fact a she. I'm going to have a video out later this week discussing why I refer to Chris with the male pronoun. I think that a lot of people, especially people who follow Chris, still refer to him with the male pronoun and agree that that is the correct thing to do. But because there are people who disagree with that, I wanted to lay out my argument for why I misgender Chris. This next tweet is just funny. Remember, Chris used to critique people's fan art of him and be like, "Hey, that's cool, but actually you drew Sonic Shoes' ears wrong." So here we have, "Hey guys, please leave Chris Chan be. The amount of hate is shocking. Christine has her moment. We're sure even I get a chuckle. But the hate has gone too far. Please stop. She's a human like all of us. And then Chris says, thank you, smiley face, but just so you know, I'm actually half human and half Sonichu. He just actually'd this person, telling them, Chris just mansplained to this person that he's actually half Sonichu. That's amazing. So, as far as I'm aware, this next one comes apropos of nothing, but Chris decided to clarify that he was in fact not a pedophile. He said, hey everyone, I have an announcement. Clarification for the accusations presented against me that state that I am a pedophile. Those callouts are false. On behalf of the characters I have created in the comics, any lewd scenes were for artistic purposes, and not all were necessary for sexual acts for pleasure of myself or the readers. The issues I made long ago were in response of the harassment I had faced. As for she who is the white CPU, within her games she is legal. While yes, the CPUs do appear as younger, they are not. The CPUs all have lived many long lives as they are goddesses. I appreciate the support too, and of those who have been helping me through the harassment I am currently been facing. Thank you all, Lightning Bolt, Heart Lightning Bolt. So, I know that a very long time ago, Chris was accused of pedophilia because one of the characters in his Sonichu comic was underage, and I believe the female characters were trying to do like a magazine shoot, like a pornographic magazine shoot, and one of the characters wasn't allowed to be in the magazine because she was underage, and so the characters commented like, oh, you can't be in this due to stupid laws. And so people are like, wait, does Chris think that age of consent laws are stupid? There's also the fact that one of the Sonichus that Chris married when he married them last year was born in 2003, which would make them 16 now? No, 17. No, I guess 17 now, but when he married them, they would have been younger. Anyway, so Chris married someone who was underage. Quote unquote. Obviously, he didn't actually marry them, but in his own world, he married someone who was underage. So those are the reasons that Chris has been accused of pedophilia. I personally don't know if Chris is a pedophile or not. Next, Chris is selling autographed cards that he has drawn himself. It looks like he's printed out a bunch of cards with his own drawings on them, and then he'll hand sign them. And he's selling these all on eBay. He says, I took out some blank cards to refurbish the autographed ones. Thank you, everyone, who bought some autographed cards from me. If I sell 3 or 4 more autographed cards now, I will have more printed. And they're being sold on eBay, and I checked the link, and they're being sold for $25. So it looks like a postcard-size drawing that Chris made of Sonichu and his other characters that he has then hand-signed over. So $25 for a piece of Chris Chan memorabilia. I don't know, you can weigh the options whether or not you think it's justified. In the past, I've talked about how it's probably it would be a good thing if Chris used his fame in order to get money. Because him e-begging is a bad thing. I don't think he's capable of getting a job because of how infamous he is. And him and his family, him and his mother really do need money. So I think that this is actually exactly the way that Chris should be making money. He should be selling his stuff, he should be drawing art, he should be just playing up the fact that he is famous. And so I personally have nothing against people who buy this and give Chris money just to get this piece of memorabilia from him. I'm not going to do it, but I have nothing against other people doing it. And that was actually the end of the updates for this week. There was nothing about the dimensional merge. There was nothing more about the people from the other side. We've learned nothing about the Team Shroon Squad or magi-chan or anything like that. It's been a very quiet week for Chris, and I'm not sure why. You'd think that he'd still be all upset that the dimensional merge didn't happen, but I don't think he mentioned it even once. So yeah, a light week for Chris overall, but if anything happens in the next week, I will let you know next Sunday. Thank you for watching.